Okay, hi, welcome everyone to Steve Rosenfield's stand-up comedy workshop show. Tonight you are going to see a company of comedians who have trained together in a workshop conducted by award-winning comedy director, founder of the American Comedy Institute, and author of the book Mastering Stand-Up, Steve Rosenfield. Some alumni of this program have gone on to perform on The Tonight Show, The Late Show, Conan O'Brien, Gotham Comedy Live, Saturday Night Live, and they perform in clubs all over the United States and all over the world, including the best comedy club right now, which is whatever room that you are watching this in at the moment. We are here to perform for you. And with our workshops online now, no matter where in the world you live, you can learn stand-up comedy with Steve Rosenfield and follow your dream of doing stand-up comedy right from the comfort and safety of your own home. More details on the workshop to come, but I really want to get into these comics. We have an incredible lineup tonight, and some will be making their stand-up comedy debut. So my name is Michaela. I'll be your host tonight. I actually just got back to New York a couple months ago because I spent most of quarantine with a fantastic germ pod. I mean, the best of the germ pods. They're married for 26 beautiful years. They've watched all 8 seasons of Dexter 3 times now. And hi, I just want to check in before I keep going. I believe we're still live on YouTube. I just want confirmation of that. And nothing weird happened except I went away for a second. Okay, so just to be candid with the audience, my internet's pretty bad tonight. We're going to keep going through this show. And please stay tuned. And if for some reason the show disappears, we'll come right back on. So click back on to where you are right now. And we're going to get through this show. And it's going to be fantastic. Back to what I was saying about the 55 and over community. I got out in the nick of time because I was the only fertile woman within a mile at least. Okay, so just to be candid with the audience, my internet's pretty bad tonight. We're going to keep going through this show, and please stay tuned. And if for some reason the show disappears, I'm hearing myself again from someone. I think it is Steve. Okay, we're back on track, everyone. Here we go. So I came back to New York and I'm glad to be back living on my own. I actually keep having dreams, though, that my parents are getting divorced, the same ones that have been married for 26 years. But my therapist said it's actually me divorcing myself from them. But my question is, like, who's going to get custody? Because I'm only 24 and I can't take care of myself. So that's my main concern. Quarantine has given me a lot of time to think, and I've actually been thinking about how I think. So obviously quarantine's given me some time to smoke weed as well, but I've been thinking about our brain and our memories and how it's like synapses connecting and loops going through our memories. But I feel like my brain is like a Six Flags water park. It's chaotic, and I feel like I've just been riding the lazy river for like 2 years. There's like a local high school student at the top of the water slide that leads to my childhood trauma, and she's just there to say, no, you have to go feet first. Okay, wait. Loops. Okay, go. But I feel like my brain. So it's chaos. And then at the same time, like if someone pees in the pool, you have to shut down just the whole section of your life. You have to block it out completely. But then, luckily, a man with a Grateful Dead tattoo on his calf who's critically sunburnt is going to come pour chemicals in the pool and sort it all out. And the chemicals are, you guessed it, antidepressants. Thanks for coming with me on my extended analogy about my brainwaves. I'll be honest with you now, we're all friends. In college, I was a lesbian. Yes, I was. And I still am because I'm not a quitter. I don't quit just because something gets hard, you know? I'm in it for the long haul. I should have known I was gay like way before I came out though, because I actually grew up wanting to be a nun. That was my goal. I thought that sounded so fun. I was like, hold on, you're telling me I can live with hundreds of women in a castle? Incredible. I could be a princess in the kingdom of our Lord. Amazing. And it's like, I know you're technically married to God, but it's like he's always on a business trip. I've never seen him. I've never seen him. So I think that would have been a good time. I put on a little concert for my roommates at night because I'm very nervous. I have a lot of hypochondria things. So I highly suggest working it out in song. It makes me feel so much better. So every night, my roommates are treated to me serenading them with a few of these. I'm just going to give you a few ditties. I'll be like, all right, this one goes out to all the beautiful people who died in this apartment before I moved in. I don't want to close my eyes, even when I wash my face, 'cause I'm scared of you, and I know you're gonna murder me. Or when I'm shaving my legs and I'm like, don't cut yourself intentionally. It's only okay accidentally. You took an ibuprofen and the water is hot, but that doesn't mean your blood won't clot. You've never had problems with clotting. Always concerned I'm not going to clot properly. You know, you guys know how it is. Or at the very end of the shower when I'm like, the hair that fell out is a normal amount of hair. This is a normal amount of hair. You don't have alopecia, you don't have lupus, and you've never had chemo because you don't have cancer. Holy crap. You probably do. There's really no way to know if you don't. Thank you guys very much. That's my time. My name's Michaela. I'm so excited to bring this incredible lineup of comics to you. Thank you, thank you. The first comic we have coming to the screen is performing all the way from California, so please give it up for the very funny Michelle Malizaki.
Yay! Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I made a video for TikTok and it went viral. I'm TikTok famous. I mean, my hands are TikTok famous. It's a video about my hands wrapping a present. People leave meanest comments like, it's pathetic, boring, you're an idiot. Now I know how Gwyneth Paltrow feels. I love seeing nativity scenes on the church lawns. Those really add to the Christmas spirit. But some of them already have the baby included. I am not an expert in Christianity, but I think the baby don't arrive till the 25th. And there are some nativity scenes that don't have the babies yet, but they already have 3 wise men, an angel, a shepherd with 2 sheep, a donkey, an ox, and a husband, Joseph. They are all standing there looking at poor Mary. Talk about pressure. I mean, that's so much pressure. When I had my baby, my mother-in-law showed up just 2 days before. Poor Mary. She was a teenager and she had to give a birth in a barn in front of all those men. And on top of that, she was a virgin. Poor thing. I bought a smart fridge. It's Samsung, Korean. It speaks 19 different languages, but it doesn't speak Japanese. It speaks Slovenian. Slovenia has 2.3 million people. Japan, 127 million. I know this because the fridge told me. I bought a racist fridge. And fridge scans everything inside and knows what's in it. I started buying things just to impress my fridge. This morning, the fridge asked me if I consumed all of my yogurt. It's accusing me of stealing my own food. It also told me if I don't eat kale by 10 p.m. tonight, it will expire. That racist fridge is threatening me. And my fridge has my email and my phone number. And when I go out of the house, it tracks me down. Yesterday, I was at the grocery store, and it texted me, buy hummus. I'm allergic to hummus. The stalker fridge is trying to kill me. I miss old days when the fridge made too much noise. I didn't have to beg. Oh, please, please, please. Will you keep it down? I was the boss to the appliances. I would just yell, oh, fridge, and then give it a karate kick. I miss those days. That was a real skill. When it comes to panties, I buy larger size because I like them loose. It's easier to put them on and off. No shimmy required. But the last ones that I bought were too small. It didn't even have space for shimmy. I could have returned them, but I was too lazy for $9.99. So I made them into coats for my pets. Oh, it was so cute. And I didn't have to alter anything. There are 3 necessary openings, 1 for the head and 2 for the front paws. Well, you can't picture it? That's okay. I made a tutorial video on TikTok with my videos like how to make coats for pets and how to wrap presents. I'm like Japanese Martha Stewart. So I had to buy bigger panties from Costco. And when they arrived, it took me a whole hour just to unwrap them, unpackage them. It was wrapped in so much tapes and bubble wraps. The manufacturer must have thought the panties would run away if they don't tie them down. It's like the package was like the panties prison. I rescued them from the hostage situation. They really work hard to fit me right. Yeah, I'm a hero. I'm a panties philanthropy. Is that the right panty rescuer? That's me. Thank you. Yeah, that's me, Michelle. Well, thank you so much for listening and enjoy the rest of the show. I'm Michelle Marizaki. Thank you. Yay. I am going to take over the show. Yay, I'm going to keep on bugging you because I can. Whoa, Michelle. Okay, so I am bringing the next comic up, and he is from
Okay.
Oh, there she is. She's back. She's back.
I'm back. Michelle, thank you very much for whatever you just did. I'm sure it was phenomenal. Okay, I'm going to make sure that this next comic comes on, and then I'm going to go off and give my internet a break. Here is your next comedian. He is so hit.
I'm taking over again. Oh, okay. Next comic is coming from Portland, Oregon. Griffin Palmer.
Hello, hello. Thank you, Michelle, for taking over. I am a art student, meaning I'm functionally illiterate. The only way I can do research is by hitting the Google Images tab. My entire paper for the Roman Colosseum was just based off of the Gladiators movie poster. And unfortunately, my teacher was not interested in my detailed analysis of Russell Crowe's forearms. I'm Griffin. That's because my parents loved Harry Potter so much, they named me after the Gryffindors. They were teetering on child abuse. The Gryffindor's animal is a lion. It's strong, brave, charismatic. Turns out I'm a Hufflepuff. Our animal is the badger. Conveniently, badgering, though, is how my parents would describe me. All I did was ask for therapy one time. After getting denied therapy, I turned to the next best thing, astrology. And it was great. At first, I learned my overeating and oversleeping wasn't depression. It's because I'm a Taurus. Then things started getting out of control when I was saying things like, no, officer, it's not considered public indecency if you're a Libra rising. My favorite part of English class growing up was banned books. I liked them because I kind of feel like they were for bad boys. It's like, pass me the American Spirits and the Grapes of Wrath. I was supposed to read The Great Gatsby 3 times. So 3 separate times, I had to rent that movie like a total bad boy. The Great Gatsby was originally banned because it had contents of sexual assault and rape. Obviously, they unbanned it because these days, those things just get you nominated to the Supreme Court. As you know, there's a new justice on the court, Amy Boney Carrot. Now me and the Supreme Court have something in common, terrible judgment. It makes me worried for kids' futures. It's crazy to me how some people don't love and care for children. They're so vulnerable and they need so much support because they're absolute idiots. I have never met a child who had any skills. Now, I am not expecting proficiency in Microsoft Excel, but at the least PowerPoint. I worked at a kids' art camp over the summer as a security guard, a job Paul Blart is woefully overqualified for. I got the job because obviously I'm very intimidating. No, I think the real reason I got the job was to prevent kidnappings, because if a van pulls up and they're looking to snatch the first kid they see, they just take me. And I know what you're thinking, Griffin, they wouldn't want to kidnap you. That's where we disagree. I think I am very kidnappable. I am the 2005 Honda of people. They could get decent money selling me for parts. Sure, the liver's shot, the eyes clearly don't work very well, but you know, I've got a decent trunk. When I was little, my mom picked our family's Halloween costumes. I remember one year I was a Dalmatian and she was Cruella de Vil. It's a little disheartening. She was a puppy murderer, but the next year it did get worse. Obviously, she was Cruella de Vil again, and I was a fur coat. My girlfriend broke up with me in high school. I remember because my mom just gave me one piece of advice. She said, big deal. Take the newt she got you for Christmas and nail it to her front door. Felt a little extreme, but as I was nailing the newt to the front door, it dawned on me that maybe my mother is confused. That might explain why she loves Cruella de Vil. To her, Cruella is the hero of that story, an entrepreneur, a small business owner. So what if some pups got in the way? And honestly, 101 Dalmatians, Cruella was doing some needed population control. And these are not full-grown dogs. These are merely puppies. Cruella is expanding the boundaries of what it means to be pro-choice. Recently, my mom posted online a quote, "Trust is good, control is better." Do you know who said that? Joseph Stalin, a dictator. Thank you, Mom, for that piece of information. And thank you, all of you, for listening. That is me, Griffin.
Yay! Thank you, Griffin, for great set. It's too bad I can't see your trunk. I was gonna look at it, but I couldn't see it. Oh, but thank you so much. Give it up one more time for Griffin. Yay! And now we are going to the third comic of the night from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Isa O'Neill. Please welcome Isa O'Neill. Yay!
Earlier this week, my parents took me aside and told me that they were going to get a separation. And they asked me how I felt about it. And I said, fine. My younger brother didn't take the news well. He was trying to play video games, didn't like the interruption. My mother is a typical white, middle-aged, middle-class woman who watches Rachel Maddow while drunk on wine. She eats avocado toast. She cooks with kale. She thinks it's cool to incorporate Yiddish into her speech, even though she's Irish. I think it's only a matter of time before she calls the cops on some black guy. But that's all right. I haven't been to a good riot recently. I think it's only a matter of time before she starts finding my jokes offensive, especially this joke. My father is a very wise man. When I was young, he took me aside and told me, Isa, there's something special about you, something unique. You need to stop it. Immigration is, I hope Joe Biden realizes that immigration is still a big issue. Mexicans are still coming here from Puerto Rico and Honduras. And if we just let all these immigrants in, we just let them all in, the next thing you know, America will become a nation of immigrants. And my father did not come here all the way from Europe to let that happen. People ask me, hey Isa, we know you can't get a date, but do you have any friends? And I say, thanks a lot, Mom. I actually do have friends. I called one up one time and asked her for advice on how to get a date. And she said I needed something to talk to girls about, something we could relate over. So she asked me what my favorite songs were. And I said, well, my favorite song is the 2008 to present Jeopardy theme song. And my second favorite song is the 2001 to 2008 Jeopardy theme song. Because without that song, you don't have full context for the 2008 to present Jeopardy theme song. She said, Isa, maybe it'll be better to talk about your favorite movies instead. And I said, oh, well, my favorite movies are Predator, Predator 2, Alien, Alien versus Predator, and Alien versus Predator 2, and Mamma Mia. She said, Isa, I can't give you dating advice, but I can give you career advice. Become a priest. You're already going to be celibate. You might as well get paid for it. I have another friend. She's very nice. I texted her one time. I wrote, Stacy, we've known each other for years now. I feel it's about time for me to tell you this. Stacy, I love you. And she texted back, who are you? And I texted, Stacy, it's Isa. We sat next to each other in 4th and 5th grade. And she texted, oh, Isa. Yeah, I remember you. Not interested. President Donald Trump may be leaving the White House, but he lives on in my heart. I've been reading The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump, and I'm only halfway through the first chapter, but already my life has changed. He taught me that the point of negotiating is to explain to the other guy how good of a deal he's getting and how much you're letting him rip you off. And I've decided to use that strategy to negotiate myself a date. This is how I used to flirt with girls. Hey there. Oh boy, how about this weather? You want to go out sometime? But now, thanks to the art of the deal, this is how I'll flirt with girls. Howdy. Oh golly, how about this weather? Do you want to talk about it? Michelle, could you please unmute yourself and say yes?
Yes,
Yes, you do want to talk about it?
sure.
Well, Michelle, I hate the weather. And if there's one thing I hate more than the weather, it's talking about the weather. But I'll talk about it if you want to. You're getting a great deal, aren't you, Michelle? And I'm really letting you screw me over, Michelle. Unbelievable. Can we at least do this over dinner? Michelle, could you answer?
Yes.
Yes, thank you, President Trump. All right, you've been an above average audience. Thank you.
Hey, give it up one more time for Isa. Whoa, is he asking me out? Or is he making me a cougar? What? But yeah, I have to sing. Ta la 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 la, ta la 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 la, ta la la la. So he's gonna like me more. Okay, are you ready for the next comedian for the night? Yes, we are. He is from Virginia. Please welcome Kevin Greenway.
Thanks, Michelle. You're doing great. Hey, everybody. Well, it's Christmas time. Time for some creepy music. Have you noticed this? Like, baby, it's cold outside. How about those lyrics? Maybe just a half drink more. Put some records on while I pour. So what's in this drink? Mind if I come in closer? Gosh, your lips look delicious. That's date rape. How about here comes Santa Claus? Santa knows when you're sleeping. Santa knows when you're awake. Santa is a stalker. And then there's mistletoe and holly. Oh, by gosh, by golly, sounds so innocent. But I have a hard time thinking about Frank Sinatra singing about how tasty grandma's pie is. I've been having trouble dating lately. I think it has to do with me getting older, and the older I get, I look more and more like Bob Saget. I attended a seminar put on by a dating coach once. Okay, twice. I remember sitting in the room and looking around and thinking, all right, I'm with people just like me, losers. They say every man's fantasy is a menage a trois. I'd just like to go from a menage a un to a menage a deux. Another thing I'd like to do is learn to speak Spanish, but it's challenging to pick up a new language. I will say I've picked up a little Spanish watching my favorite movie, Man on Fire. Te voy a cortar los dedos. I'm going to cut your fingers off. Esto es para detener el sangrado. This will stop the bleeding. And then there's sufrirás mucho más de lo que tienes que. You will suffer much more than you have to. Now, I can never use these phrases, especially in my line of work. I'm a dentist. I have very good chairside manner, but there was one day a patient, she asked me if sore nipples were a side effect from a medication that I prescribed her. I said, no, sore nipples are a side effect of being punched in the tits. One of my best friends, he had his bachelor party at a strip club. I've never understood strip clubs. I mean, I love and appreciate a beautiful woman as much as anybody, but I don't understand paying one to parade around me and on me to get me worked up for nothing. It's like going to Ruth Chris on an empty stomach and paying to see a steak and a potato. I was riding around town the other day with my daughter, and I said, you know, I think our town is starting to deteriorate. I mean, look at that girl standing on the corner over there. She's openly holding up a sign that says hot and ready, $5.99. My daughter said, Dad, she's standing in front of Little Caesars. I've only been in a sauna one time. It was in Norway with 16 Europeans, and I was the only American. And I was the last to arrive, and I'm standing there with just a towel in my hand. Now, with 17 people, seating was an issue. There were 3 rows of bleacher-type seating, and no one was making a move to help me out to make room for me. I was standing there thinking, you know, if y'all would look a little lower, you'd notice I have really narrow feet. I know it's only 3 steps, but under the circumstances, this is going to be like walking a tightrope. And is anyone else besides me concerned about getting an earful of dick if I lose my balance? Well, God bless Ursula from the Ukraine. She made a move, and I got my seat. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas, everybody.
Keep it going for Kevin Greenway, a dentist from Virginia. What? Are you ready for the 5th comic of the night? Yes, I am. Please welcome a gentleman from Santa Monica, Tom Sasko. Is that Tom? I'm not sure. Oh gosh, what them? Yes.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you very much. James Bond has been at it for 60 years, but they never let an actor much past 50 play him. Why don't they just let him age? You know, instead of playing roulette in a casino, he could play bingo in his nursing home. Or instead of saying, I'll do anything for a woman with a knife, he'll say, I'll do anything for a woman who purees my chicken. Instead of a massage by a sexy spy, he could be getting a prostate exam by his urologist. Or when he gets up from a chair, the loud crack that we hear is not him shooting a villain, it's his knees. Or his nurse could come in after hours and say, Mr. Bond, it's time for your Ensure. Would you like it shaken or stirred? In every movie, he says, my name is Bond, James Bond. Instead, he'll say, my name is, what is my name again? I'm a doctor, and after the pandemic, I hope that some of the changes we've made doing virtual appointments will continue. I think I'll be so much more relaxed in the ICU wearing my pink bunny slippers. Right now, we don't even have to wear pants during virtual appointments, and I think it would be great if that would continue too. And patients are going to do the same. Men could come to an appointment, and instead of me saying, could you lower your pants and cough? I could just say, cough. If I get hungry at work, I get really cranky. If it's 9 a.m. and I've had a big breakfast and Mrs. Smith has an appointment with me, I say, it's good to see you. But if it's noon and I haven't gone to lunch yet and Mrs. Smith has an appointment, I say, okay, what now? Well, doctor, I'm losing weight and I'm concerned I might have cancer. And I'm losing weight because I'm talking to you and it's lunchtime. Hospital cafeterias confuse me. Hospitals are supposed to be places you go to regain your health, but the cafeterias are stacked with junk food. Is it the hospital's business plan to turn everyone into a type 2 diabetic and sell them expensive cardiac procedures? I'll have a Snickers bar, 2 packs of Twinkies, and a myocardial infarction. I have to say, it's a relief to me when I walk into the hospital cafeteria and I just see some healthy people. It energizes me. Thank God they haven't run out of Twinkies. And when I leave, I'm in a really good mood. Okay, back to the ICU. I walk out of that cafeteria after eating a couple Twinkies, 2 chocolate puddings, and 2 coconut cream cakes, and I am pumped. I burst into the exam room and I say, have no fear, our rheumatoid arthritis man is here. The hospital kitchen, where all the food is prepared, is right next to the laboratory. Doesn't seem like a good idea to me. I'm just waiting to get a lab report back and have to say, well, Mr. Steinbach, your blood test shows no anemia, but you have high levels of Jell-O in your blood. Our medical system is so broken, it's difficult even for doctors to imagine something that would work. It would take like a Walt Disney to imagine that. At Disney World, in addition to Frontierland and Tomorrowland, there should be Hospital Land. When you get to the front of a very short line in Hospital Land, the cast member asks, do you have insurance? No. Well then, come right in. And if you have something simple done in Hospital Land, like a bunion removal, after the surgery, your lovely nurse says, you know, you look a little bit tired. Why don't you stay here a month or two? And remember, when you need anything, and I mean anything, you can press Goofy's nose for Disney room service. When I leave the hospital, if I have pain, what should I do? Well, that's not a problem. All you have to do is visit Morphine Land. As a doctor, what really pisses me off is an insurance company denying a drug for a bad disease. The word insurance is based on the ancient Greek word no. I know some patients have had to call their insurance companies and beg for the drug their doctor prescribed. It's like, why is my drug for rheumatoid arthritis being denied? Well, let me look up your policy, sir. It's a POS policy. Point of service? No. Piece of shit. Well, what medication is covered? Vitamin C. Vitamin C? That's ridiculous. I have rheumatoid arthritis. Okay. Advil. You're killing me here. Yes, we are. Slowly and profitably. This is the time of year when my thoughts, and I'm sure this is true for many of you, turn to Kourtney Kardashian. I feel sorry for her. She spells Kourtney with a K, which is tragic. And the hospital scene has got to be terrible. The holiday season has got to be terrible for her. She's expected to buy presents for all those Kardashians when Kim and Kylie are each worth $1 billion. Kourtney's net worth is only 35 million. She's below the Kardashian poverty line. So I'm starting a GoFundMe campaign for Courtney. So please be generous and contribute to Courtney. And I wish you all a Merry Christmas with a K. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you. Keep it going from Dr. Thomas Sasko. Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna give $1 to Courtney Kardashian because I'm nice. Is it a write-off? I'm not sure. Well, are you ready for the next comedian from San Jose? She is making the stand-up debut tonight. Please welcome, warm welcome to Melody Cow.
All right, so hello everyone. I am in fact Asian, which means I will look illegally underage forever until I hit menopause and shrivel into a piece of ginger. The other day I was just walking down the street and a guy saw me and said, "Hey, China doll," which I thought was really creative, like that structure of conceivable country of origin followed by non-human term of endearment. Like, I think I'm gonna give that a try myself, and it'll be like, "Hey, what's poppin', English muffin? You a mighty fine Swedish meatball. What's a Turkish delight like you doing in a place like this? I need me some of that Brazilian butt lift. And hey, Cuban Missile Crisis." I also have iron deficient anemia, which my doctor says is nothing that serious. It just makes you cold, weak, and have the complexion of a beluga whale. And cold, weak, and pale also exactly describes every single one of my love interests. Like that anemic vampire look kind of turns me on. So I emailed Tinder asking if they could just show me anemics near me. Fingers crossed. In the meantime, like as a condition, anemia is really not up there. Like anemia doesn't have its own 5K fundraiser, which would go something like, "On your mark, get set, lie down, lie down." But I think we could still watch marathons, and at the end of the race, we win if we're still conscious. I personally feel kind of guilty about ordering delivery when the restaurant is just 3 blocks away. So I myself went to go pick up my food, but the whole thing was just very time consuming. Like I had to walk there and then figure out how much tip to give myself. And then I asked myself if I wanted to make a charitable donation and decided, like, yeah, that would be the right thing to do. And so then I walked to a children's hospital and left $3 there. And then I walked home. And I know it's important to give service people 5 stars, but like the food was cold. So I gave myself 3 stars. And then I felt guilty about leaving only 3 stars. So I don't think I'm gonna use this service again. A while back, I was traveling and I was trying to make friends with this guy who was from Rome. And I told him that my favorite food was risotto, and he had no idea what I meant. And so I was like, like the creamy rice dish. And then something clicked and he goes, "Oh, it's not risotto, it's risotto." And so I go on this hiking trail. There's this hiking trail I really like. But every time I go on it, there'll be like a different group of ladies. And then one of them will come up to me and go like, "Oh my God, my friend just got engaged." And what I want to respond with is, "Good for her. I truly do not give a fuck." But what I've trained myself to do is to respond very enthusiastically, like, "Oh my God, congratulations. I love it. That is so amazing. She's gonna be such a beautiful bride." and then I wait for them to walk past me, and then I lie down because, the anemia. So thank you guys so much for being a great audience. Enjoy the rest of the show, and I'm gonna go lie down now.
Great set, Natalie. Wow. Oh my gosh, I will give you 5, 10 stars because I can. Give it up, everybody. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I hear you now. Okay, the next comic is coming from West Palm Beach, Florida. Please welcome Alex Morrison.
All right. Y'all know I like a big woman. And the city built a 40-mile walking trail right by my house. And I hadn't seen a big woman out there yet. I thought I was going to get to see a bunch of them. The only women that I've seen out there on that trail are 96 pounds and don't need to be walking. They look like they're saying a prayer that the wind doesn't blow, because they ain't had nothing to eat or drink in the last 6 months but Adderall and Fuji water. Them women need to be eating 3 meals a day down there at Cracker Barrel, not trying to ride a bicycle 13 miles that weighs more than they do. It makes me miss my ex. I'm gonna tell you, she was 5'2", 235 pounds. I used to have to coat her with spray butter to get her pants off. Tattoos and piercings all over. Man, she was really something. We used to take her down there to the fairgrounds and rent one of those booths, and we made people pay $5 just to look at her. Hell, we'd be married by now if she wouldn't have gone to prison for tattooing the neighbor's dog. She reminded me of if the Coca-Cola bear and Bigfoot had a baby and then threw that sumbitch down Misfortune Mountain. Yep. I tell you what, I climbed in bed to make love with her, and she had 4 feet of ass cheeks hanging off of both sides. I felt like I was trying to shovel all the water out of a swimming pool with a spoon. I'll tell you. The American Society of Engineers came by the house one time, and they had heard about her. They wanted to figure out what she was using for bra straps because they were going to start making seatbelts out of the shit. I say, yeah. She said she told me one time she was going to leave, said she was going to lose weight and get her stomach stapled. I said, the only way you're going to find another man is you're going to have to get your mouth stapled shut. I hate I lost her, though, but I've been able to save a lot on my grocery bill, but it's cold late at night. I tell you that much. Thank y'all a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
Keep it going for Alex. My gosh, I love stand-up comedy because I learn many things, like how to use spray butter. Now I know. Oh my gosh, thank you, Alex. So educational. Are you ready for the headliner of the night? Yes, she is coming from Washington, D.C. Please welcome Yelena Kulek. Yelena, can you unmute yourself?
Mic better? I'm back. My son is in the 8th grade, and because of this pandemic, his school is online. He said to me recently, Mom, this is the end of the marking period, and I got some bad news. I'm getting all C's. And I said, I need to talk to your teacher. Under these conditions, you should be getting all A pluses. You're still alive. My daughter is about to take her driving test. And because of the COVID pandemic, the MVA officer would not get in the car with her. And I told her, I'm so proud of you. You just like me, even before the pandemic, nobody will get in the car with me either. And she said, yeah, but I'm still nervous about backing up. And I said, don't be. Just tell him that you are the daughter of special military forces, and failure for you is not an option. I used to not to like to go to these fancy parties. I thought I just want to be home in bed, reading a good book. Well, now I feel so isolated. I really miss those parties. I miss having my husband's best friend pinch me on the ass. I'll kill for that. I miss interacting with people. I went to the grocery store recently and I got into this conversation with this nice guy. And I told him, I don't travel. I don't eat out. I don't get together with people. I don't drink. I don't hug. I don't kiss. And he's like, ma'am, I just ask paper or plastic. My husband called up to me and complained that I forgot to order groceries online. And I said, what are you expecting of me? Don't you realize I'm on my computer right now, running entire universe? One of my friends is a Trump supporter. She thinks that this election was stolen from Trump. And I said, what are you so upset about? I mean, Trump's the most powerful supporter, acknowledged that Biden won an election. And she said, Mitch McConnell? I said, no, Putin. I was once nation's capital tour guide. They told me to tell the tourist all the history that I know. And I did. And they fired me. And I asked, why? We meant American history, not Russian. But that's the only history that I know. Russians already had a COVID shot before this pandemic. They had it for past 500 years. The shot from Pfizer, you need to take it twice. The Russian shot, you need to take it 6 times a day. But people are not complaining. These shots, I can solve just about everything. Divorce, vodka. No money, vodka. You have a hangover from drinking too much vodka? Okay, beer. My husband thinks I'm reckless with money. I said, I am not reckless. I'm patriotic. President Kennedy once said, ask not what America could do for you. Ask what you could do for America and what I could do for America. And it's give America all my money. Thank you so much. I love you.
Yay, keep it going for Yelena. Whoa. So now I have to go to the store and get vodka, and beer. That solves everything. Whoa, see, stand-up comedy is so educational. And please give it up one more time for Michaela, Michelle, Griffin, Alex, Kevin, Tom, Melody, Alex, and Yelena. Yes, and have you ever thought of becoming a stand-up comedian? Or if anybody ever told you, oh, you're so funny, you should be a stand-up, then read a book by Stephen Rosenfield, Mastering Stand-Up, and take his class with us starting on January 12th. It's online, so you could be anywhere and you don't have to wear pants. So I will see you on January 12th. And thank you so much for watching. And thank